So I took a look at the fire checkout example you gave me. I'm not sure how the validation of VAT IDs are set up, and I mean, if you set it up that way and someone enters in a tax ID and it does come back valid, then that should work. But I have not tested it, so once you get that set up and tested, let me know if you have any problems. But I went through and kind of set up the correct taxes. So Michigan sales tax, I know that you guys are going to need to do that, 6%. And then I know you guys have locations in other areas, so Indianapolis, so Indiana. I believe you have Illinois. I don't know. You're going to have to talk with you guys' accountant and see how you have it set up. Maybe take a look at the existing storefront and see what tax information you have in there. So obviously when a customer comes in and they are shipping to, it's always based on shipping. Based on Michigan, then that would be a 6% sales tax. So you'll want to go through and add that to all of the to the customer areas. By default, what you're going to find is, and I don't know if you changed this or not, but you shouldn't have, the tax class is going to be retail customer and then general. So the person who signs up will be considered general. Then if they enter in the tax exempt ID, then that would then trigger that. So test it out, figure out if it works, and if we have to make modifications, we can. So the next thing that you asked was, can we set up a change to the text? And there's a couple different ways you can do that. You can actually go into the translator files, or because Magento is set up in multi-language functions, you can change languages and change the text as well. So in this particular case, I took the site out of production mode, put in development mode, and you'll see in development mode we've got a whole bunch of different functions here, different debug stuff. There's something called translation line, and what we can do is we can enable this, and then at this point then the site's going to get kind of weird looking. You're going to be able to find all the text areas and be able to make changes to them. So for example, we'll need to actually get in and add a item to the cart. And then we'll go proceed to checkout, and then in this section you're going to find the VAT number. So here you'll see this little thing pop up, and all these they'll have them pop up. And what you can do here is, this is the translated as VAT number. You can say by store specific, so you actually have, I think, 2 stores set up, but in this particular case we'll just leave it as is. What was it that you guys had the text set up as? Just one second. So what we'll do is just add sales tax ID. Everyone has a sales tax ID, so I guess my question is, does that mean that they're exempt? I really don't know sales tax as well as probably Jason probably does, so that'll be a good question. But at that point, you just submit it, and then if it doesn't reflect right away, which it might not, then we got to go in and we got to change the cache. So sales tax ID. And I think your last question you had was how to add one of these guys. It's a great question. I don't have an answer for you. That is definitely something that we have to add into probably the checkout field, so I'll have to find where those are. Not database related. None of this is really database related. It's all file based translation. So I'll look into it, and then what you'll be able to do if I set it up correctly, probably will have some sort of translation added to it. Then you can just make changes to whatever you want in that, or it might be better for you to just send to me what you want in that, and then we'll just duplicate it right there. Shouldn't be too difficult for me to find, seeing that I can find this text by default. That's what's in there, and that's the identifier, so I can search it out. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this translation open for you so you can see it, and we'll go from there.